Alright, Digital Pigskin, got Madden 13 here. Just played my first online game. As you can see, I won 35-7. You'd think most players would be happy about that, but yeah, I'm not. And I want to show you why. There's a play here that pretty much shows a lot of the fundamental flaws we've talked about with Madden for year after year, and it just happens that they all kind of culminate together on one play where the user actually that I'm playing against does everything correctly. It's the rest of the game that is in essence his problem, and the reason this concerns me is because he's not going to be any better the next time we play. He can't look at this game and understand why I beat him and become a better opponent. I don't mind getting beat if I can learn something from it, strategy-wise, personnel-wise, player-wise, gameplay-wise. And that way the next time I play, I'm a better player for being beat. That's the core of football. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is procedural awareness, artificial intelligence, whatever you want to call it. We're going to focus on Justin Tryon for the beginning of this play. Now, it's hard to tell, but this is actually a zone defense, and I would just want you to notice that he's got his back turned to the play almost immediately. And you know what? This is something that happens in a lot of football games. I don't have a problem with it if the player can react properly and get himself in position. Now, I just want you to notice that the game has to understand with every player what their assignment is. You can see in front of Justin Tryon that Prince Mukamura and Austin Collie are, basically jammed up on each other. For the sake of argument, we'll look at crossing route here. Donnie Avery is being blatantly beat by number 37. There's nothing to worry about there. So at that point, the game should be telling Justin Tryon that his coverage assignment lays in the flat. And apparently it does. But the problem is when he turns around and looks in the flat, he then runs back toward the flat and gets himself flat-footed, in line with the halfback, and then has trouble accelerating. Now, as I said, the person I'm playing against did everything right in this situation because ultimately he's going to take control of the safety and make a decision to come in for a ball swat. And that's really the best thing you can do in this situation, short of maybe trying to tackle the running back and, turning this into a 20-yard pass interference rather than a touchdown. But in all honesty, that's a very tough call to make on the fly like that. If it's even possible in this game yet, I'm not sure. He makes the best play he can. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is, again, artificial intelligence, procedural awareness, players understanding the situation. I showed you there's 50 seconds left in the half when this play happens. The safeties should understand they have to keep the play in front of them. And you know what? Kenny Phillips backs up originally, and that's fine, but then he stops. Then he decides to back up some more, and then he stops. And then he decides to look over. And now you've got a situation where really any player in this game is capable of scoring a touchdown because you've got a safety that's flat-footed going against a halfback, a wide receiver, a tight end, a quarterback that's in full sprint on the other side of the field. Last thing I want to talk about is going to be the pursuit angles. This is something we've harped on forever. Kenny Phillips is not going to run down the field to where he's going to be able to tackle or push Donald Brown out of balance. He's actually going to run almost behind him. And it's very, very subtle when you look at the pursuit angles in this game. But you can see he alters to run in line to get behind him. You can see it very easily right there. Instead of continuing to run down the field, he runs across the field. And that's where you get separation in this game just about every time that leads to touchdowns. So, again, first play out of the box online. I, supposed to be amped and excited about winning an online game, but I go back and I look at why I won, and I realize I didn't win because I knew football better, I strategized better. I won in most part because his computer players were just absent-minded. And that's where I have problems with this game, and I want to see this game improve